Brandon Wolfe is on 5-color Death Shadow.
Zoo.
We'll just put his 5-color Death Shadow for now.
That works.
And Shawn. Carroll is on Esper Control.
Oh, okay, that is pretty spicy.
And both players are 20. Both players also won round 1.
Nice.
50.
Yeah, I got a target away dice for you guys.
Oh yeah. How big is your Tarmogoyf die? Is it like one of the big ones, or is it like a?
I'll show you.
If they just use the casino die, the big casino dice to represent their power, that'll work too for me. That'll probably be better than.
It's about this big.
Oh, that's.
Oh yeah, those are one of the bigger ones. Okay, we'll try it.
Okay.
Both players are 0-0. We do only have 4 rounds tonight.
Okay, so it is round 2 of 4.
Two of 4.
There we go.
And 1. Not 1-1. Not 1 and 10. 1.
Pretty bad record.
That'd be pretty embarrassing, especially when we only have 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like we get into it.
Boop. Let's move these so that perfect.
That works.
0, round 2 of 4, and I think we're all set. Both players, we'll give them a stump so they know that they're good to start. I forgot to tell them, but Shawn already knows that stuff from being on camera. Start. Alright, we have Brandon Wolfe on. 5-color Shadow going turn 1, Mishra's Bobble. Looks like it's a foily Bobble too. Turn 1 Bobble.
So he.
Hasn't cracked it. Oh, now he's cracking it, looking at Shawn's library.
So what's the Is it like the same game plan as other Death Shadows? Whenever it's 5-color.
The biggest thing with 5 colors, you have a lot more threats.
Okay.
Or at least the typical list, or at least they used to have, like, they had Nacatls, Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow. I know that there are more threats on this. Renegade Rallier.
Okay, the newer one.
Yeah, Grim Flayers. You just played a bunch more threat-heavy deck.
Yeah. So it looked like he shocked himself early in the game to keep the fatal push up.
And they cycled the Street Wraith, so that will put him at 15 right now.
16. He didn't shock, or he didn't fetch shock.
Oh, I
He
thought
just
he fetched shocked. Okay.
And he got a Thoughtseize off the top? Is that what that is?
Yep, it looks like he's going to be at 14.
That Spell Queller's pretty good. And the Path.
Esper Charm, Spell Queller, Path.
Snapcaster.
Alright.
So what do you think he would take here?
Um,
I'm a fan of the Spell Queller.
Probably Snapcaster.
You think so?
Snapcaster gives him more options later on.
Okay.
Path is going to be a 1-turn, 1 mana, get rid of your thing. He's probably only playing 1 basic, being the Swamp.
Okay. He did
takes
go
the
for this.
Spell Queller. I don't like taking the Spell Queller because we know he has a Fatal Push in hand and a Terminate.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he lets him have the Spell Queller,
He gets
can
to cast a spell
He
back
can
for free.
he can cast the spell again. So the Spell Queller is not that big a deal. I'd much rather seen him take the Snapcaster, but yeah, we actually see his hand. It's dismember 2 terminates, a Fatal Push, and something else. So he has no threats right now. Not really where Shadow wants to be at.
Yeah. Not gonna have a pretty big shadow anytime soon.
But he does have 3 types in his yard right now, and I think the other card in his hands would traverse the Ulthenwald.
Okay.
So if he can just get a 4th type being an
A
instant
land.
or a land, yeah. An instant or a land. He can traverse on the following turn, get something.
So Shawn's actually down to 18 right now, unless he's gonna go multi.
18. And here's the other one. Do you know what Esper Charm does?
No, I actually do not.
It counters stuff. It destroys enchantments, I do believe. And
it's like the main card to play Esper, right?
yeah, that's I don't question Shawn and why he does his things.
He plays a lot of weird decks. Like over the break, he was playing Eldrazi-Tron.
Eldrazi-Tron's not weird though.
Oh, it's not weird, but he has such a variety of different decks.
Destroy target enchantment, draw 2 cards, or target player discards 2. That's it.
Wow.
Doesn't counter anything.
The discarding 2 cards is actually really good though. Here.
Oh man.
And he did it.
No, he played Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, uptick, found a Death Shadow, and a Tarmogoyf off the top. I would expect Shawn to just -2 that, or even just continually take it up. It means that Brandon Wolfe isn't getting threats if he does it. And I actually like the idea if he just takes it up and doesn't do anything, because he has Delirium on board for next turn anyway. I was gonna say he's just gonna cast this Tarmogoyf. This Tarmogoyf is a land, creature, sorcery, artifact, 4/5.
Nice.
But it's probably gonna be fatal pushed.
Oh yeah, one of the reasons why Fatal Push is so good. Probably wouldn't have to expect to use it on
Or
his...
dismembered. Yep.
Okay.
So you can play a shadow and have it be a relevant threat. He can dismember it. Puts 4th type in the yards for everybody.
Did he have a bolt in hand?
What do you mean?
Then did Brandon have a bolt in hand? I'm not sure if I remember seeing it or not, because then he could hit the Ashiok with it.
I don't know. I know the deck usually does play some number of bolts.
Okay.
It could also... Nope.
No bolts.
He lost 4 life, so he's a 10. And here's the Traverse with Delirium.
I think he's going for a Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, I would expect a Tarmogoyf here. It's gonna be a... No, I think actually no, Death Shadow, because he can make a Death Shadow to a 6/6 right now.
Okay, he has Straight Wraith in hand too, I believe.
So you can make him do an 8/8. So he has to have some way to deal with this path that he knows on his opponent's hand, as well as the Snapcaster in Shawn's hand. And this is what I was talking about, where the Snapcaster, like, he has access to snap path right now.
Okay, no.
So I feel like the line of just getting the Snapcaster out of your opponent's hand at the very beginning would have been big.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't try to draw into some answers? Doesn't really have much of an answer.
He might. Oh, he has Stubborn
Stubborn.
Denial.
Okay.
Maybe try drawing a Stubborn Denial.
Mm-hmm.
He's at 8. He's playing 2 basics. Okay. I would expect it only. I would have expected him to only be playing 1 basic. No, not 80 life. Delete. I know whenever the list I played, it played a basic swamp in the main board, and then sideboard played a basic forest.
Just for like Blood Moon decks and stuff?
That or decks that would, yeah, that would be the bigger one. Blood Moon type things.
So he's Esper Charming for 2 cards. And he still has a Snap.
Still a Snap. He has a Spell Snare in hand too, I think, now. So Tarmogoyf would be real bad.
Yeah,
Nope.
2 Street Wraiths.
2 Street Wraiths.
And he can only cast them, right?
What? Oh, yeah. When they're exiled under Ashiok, her ability says to -X, and then you may put a creature exiled with Ashiok with converting mana cost X onto the battlefield.
Okay. And Streetwalker is what for?
And what?
Streetwalker, right?
Street Wraith
Street
is
Wraith.
5.
My bad.
Make sure. I know that's what it is. I don't know if it casts though.
Because then he could have the Swamp Walk for.
Yeah, yeah.
And with Brandon being at 6 life,
now.
it's a pretty big threat. It's 2-turn clock.
But we do know that Brandon does have the terminate.
Yeah.
So
he has 2 of them, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh.
Well, we picked up another Spell Queller, Spell Snare, and Snapcaster with a Cryptic.
Why do you think he didn't Cryptic this?
Because he doesn't care.
True, but
it lets Brandon go to a lower life.
Mm-hmm.
He can answer any threat that Brandon plays.
Okay.
And like I said, he just doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably see the Snapcaster gone now.
Okay. Well, he also has a Spell Snare for Terminate.
Yep.
And a Spell Queller for the other one.
Yep.
He also has Cryptic and Spell Snare up if he wants it.
Yep. So like and Shawn, I'm 15. I think he drew Visions. Well, there's Tarmogoyf, there's a Death Shadow, and there's another Stubborn Denial. Same as the first exiled pile from Ashiok. So that's 2 Tarmogoyfs down, 3 Death Shadows down.
That's a lot of his threats. He just keeps drawing to removal that he doesn't need.
The only time he'll want to see those is whenever Shawn begins animating these colonnades, if he does, but he probably won't.
Well, Ashiok only has to -1 to play all these Death Shadows, but his life total is
it's 15, so he's like, I'm not gonna do that. So he'll just get another Tarmogoyf probably. Mm-hmm. Who is a 6-7 by now, 5-6, 5-6. Creature, instant, sorcery, artifact, land.
Oh, yeah, artifact, creature.
I think it's a 5-6.
Okay, because all that other stuff's exiled.
Yep. We'll probably see another Fatal Push. Yep. Mm-hmm. Maybe a Spell Queller on this push. Nope.
Okay.
I like the idea of... I don't know, actually. Traverse.
So what do you think he goes get here?
A Shadow.
A Shadow?
Yeah. He should have 1 left in his deck. Or
he's going for a Tarmogoyf.
I wouldn't get a Goyf here. You know he's sitting on the Spell Snare in hand.
Yeah.
I think you get the Shadow. Not knowing that Shawn, I do believe, picked up a Fatal Push.
He just can't seem to get anything to stick.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of even Spell Queller.
Spell Queller it.
Put a block on your opponent.
He's gonna fetch. He's gonna have to fetch Shock to push. And then Shawn just lets that happen, and then Fatal pushes the Shadow again.
Mm-hmm.
And then finishes the game up with a Celestial Colonnade. Because he can't... Oh, man. Do you know what this is?
No, I do not.
I don't know the name of the spell. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for our viewers at home. But what it says is counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. And then that player pays an additional 2 for each card named that in your graveyard.
Oh.
So the first one is going to be 2 mana.
Mm-hmm.
The second one will counter unless he pays 4, 6, then 8, and he's just gonna concede to that.
Yeah. It's the second row, first one.
Rune Snag, there we go.
Okay.
Counter target spell unless his controller pays 2 plus an additional 2 for each card named New Rune Snag in your graveyard. So I know Shawn is very fond of that card.
How much is it to cast?
2 mana.
Okay.
The first time it's a worse mana leak. The first time is a worse mana leak. After that, it's just a better mana leak.
Mm-hmm.
because I know I've played against Shawn playing that card before.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have...
He has 3 Lingering Souls. Oh,
I
no,
like...
that's a
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I like bringing in the... I like bringing in the needle here.
Do you think he would bring in Disdainful Strokes or anything like that?
I don't know, because I don't think you're really going to win a counter war against a deck with all the counters.
Yeah. Did you see the Ranger of Eos in his sideboard? That's a pretty fun card.
I did not see the Ranger of Eos. I'm looking at the Lingering Souls, figuring out whether you want to play them against control. Austin, where's Dark Magician? Landhawk.
Oh. Huh. I don't think that's in this meta right now.
They called you out.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. All right, 2020.
But
Man.
Lingering Souls could be really good for the Esper Charms. I'm not sure if you would want to discard it, but even if it's countered, you always get the flashback cost and stuff.
Yeah, so the other thing with Lingering Souls too is like we can make the assumption. I didn't see. I wouldn't be surprised if Shawn's playing Liliana.
Okay.
Liliana seems really good here, or even a sideboard you could be playing Liliana. So like that's a good discard to Liliana. Really, if you're playing black and modern right now, you have no reason not to play Liliana.
Yeah.
That's how good of a card she is. Have you ever cast a Liliana the Veil?
No.
It is one of the greatest feelings
not in
when
the
you
colors
play.
I like to play.
It is one of the greatest feelings, you know, like especially like the biggest ones, like in the shadow matches. Playing a Liliana the Veil, is almost an automatic consent. Like that's how good it feels.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think he takes out? The Fatal Pushes and stuff like that?
I like Fatal Push here a lot. Because you need a clean answer that is cheap to Celestial Colonnade.
Okay.
So, you cut some of the kill spells, but not all of them. Because also keep in mind, Shawn playing Spell Quellers and Snapcasters, so you still need to be able to answer those.
Yeah. So maybe what? Just the Terminates and stuff?
Like the Terminate. Maybe a Fatal Push and then leave Dismembers. Because they advance your game plan and do what you need them to do. So like that's the awkward thing is when you're playing against control, like sometimes you really like you know how much you don't need kill spells, but then there are times where you just need them.
Yeah. Especially when they start putting a clock on you with the flyer and stuff.
And also I wouldn't be surprised. How big is I didn't see it. Shawn might be playing Torrential Gearhulk too.
Okay. Isn't that like a 4/5 or something?
I can't remember. It might be a 5/6. Or, yeah, it's a 5/6. So,
5/6.
Dismember does not kill it, but Terminate still does.
Okay.
It's like, it's an awkward one where you'd have to use your judgment whether you think Shawn's on it. And I don't think Shawn would be on it. Because thus far it seems like he's more in a tempo strategy where he wants to disrupt what his opponent's doing. And not really do a ton of pressure, so
he has the turn 1 Thoughtseize here. I think that would be a decent keep.
Turn 1 cycle.
He has a turn 2 Death Shadow if he does it right, I believe. Because he can bolt Thoughtseize.
Let's see. We're gonna start at 18, but we know this life total is changing. He fetched Shock one day 15. Probably gonna Thoughtseize and start this game out at 13. And we have Shawn laying him out, so
A lot of removal. Oh, that's a Blood Baron of Viscopia.
Oh, that card's great.
Because a Detention Sphere and a Fatal Push for his creatures. But he doesn't have any white mana in hand.
Blood Baron's absurd here. I hadn't even thought of that. Do you know all the text of Blood Baron?
Mm-mm.
If your opponent's at less than 10 life, he becomes gets +6/+6 against flying.
He becomes like a Saracen.
He becomes a 10/10 with flying. Blood Baron of Viscopa. There's a condition that has to be met where your opponent has to be at under 10. As long as you have 30 or more and your opponent has less than 10, Blood Baron gets +6/+6 against flying. But more importantly, it has lifelink and protection from black and white.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
all his skill spells are
Yep. He's not going to be able to kill it easily.
So are you a fan of taking it?
Unless you have more hand disruption, partially, yeah, because you can't deal with it later on.
Okay. And that's a polluted delta he has right there, right?
His lands?
Yeah.
It looks like he has a polluted delta.
Okay.
And then the drowned catacomb from, it's either another delta or a drowned catacomb. I think it's another delta, though.
No, I think it's not because he doesn't have the sticker on it. Or the,
You're right. I think it is the water grave then. Or not the water grave, but the old
drowned catacomb from like M10, M11.
Yep.
So he went with detention sphere.
Going with removal. It could be that Brandon's sitting on like 2 Death Shadows. Doesn't want to get 2 for 1. This is where I don't know if Brandon's playing like Maelstrom Pulse or Abrupt Decay. This is where I like the Jund list because you can let them have that. Yeah. And then if they 2 for 1 you on your Death Shadows, you get to just Abrupt Decay and get both your shadows back. So
he did draw into a Celestial Colonnade. He went ahead and played that for his first turn.
Colonnade feels great as your first land. After that, like when it's like turn 4 and you need to be doing something, you don't want to draw it.
Yeah, and you want to have like Cryptic Command mana, because every deck that plays Celestial Colonnade is going to have Cryptic Command.
You're right. You know they're not trying to get the game over quickly.
Yeah. Now, do you think the real question is? Do you think he's running Sphinx's Revelation?
Yes. I feel even if it's just 1 copy, I feel like you have to.
It's a really big win con.
All right, and we knew Shawn had the push, I think, as well. So one of these shadows is gonna die. The others, one of these avatars is gonna die to a simple push.
And he still has another fetch in hand too. It looks like a Bloodstained.
It looks like he has 3 lands in hand.
So hopefully one of these gets to stick.
And we have Shawn fetching. What are you going to, Shawn? 19, 17? Probably 17. Shawn, you and I both know you're going to 17.
Oh, he already has some dual lands in hand, yeah.
So you get to untap. Alright. Land.
So I guess he did Fatal Push it.
Yep, he got the Swamp Fatal Push. What's Inquisition? Let's see what you're working with. Yep, the Esper Charm. That's the only thing you can take.
So it looks like they're both flooding out on lands.
Yep. So Shawn's not gonna be able to do anything for a while. So I would expect to see.
It costs 5, right? Blood Baron.
Yes.
Okay.
Blood Baron costs 5. I would expect to see, like a fetch shock, putting Brandon a 7 just so he can do as much damage as quickly as he can.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous gamble. You have to try to get the game over before Shawn can get Blood Baron down. So like, on this clock. It's going to take 4 turns for Brandon to do something for Brandon to be able to kill him at 6.
Yeah.
But he does have another shock land in hand.
Now, did he shock himself whenever it came in? Because it came in tapped.
It looks like it.
Unless he's
there. Okay. Here's another shock land in hand, so he can put himself to 5, so he can attack for 8. And I think he has a Tarmogoyf now. So he's definitely on board to be able to kill him before a...
Oh, it's a Scooz.
It's a Scooz. All right. Or is it a Mutagenic Growth? Oh, it's a Scooz. I was hoping for Mutagenic Growth. That'd be way cooler. All right, and Shawn, it looks like Shawn, during Brandon's draw step, V-clicked him. We get life totals updated.
So he's gonna let him keep the scavenging use?
Yep. I mean, it's not really doing that much. He's gonna get 1 activation a turn out of it, and he gains life by doing it.
Did Brandon get a hit in with the Death Shadow?
Nope, he blocked with the Vendetta Click.
Okay, that's right.
So, Shawn just has to fade 1 more turn, and then he gets to play Blood Baron. and actually probably just take this game over because Blood Baron will cleanly block Death Shadow and then gain him life as well.
Yeah.
So Brandon would have to be looking for some sort of like a Teamer Battle Reach or something.
Something just go really far over the top.
Or Tarmogoyf. Or Ruined Halo and name Death Shadow. So now Death Shadow can't do damage. Or rather...
He did draw a Tarmogoyf, but I think it's a little bit too late.
It's fine because Tarmogoyf's going to be bigger than this Blood Baron. And... but that means you can still start attacking with Tarmogoyf.
But Blood Baron's now a 10-10 flyer, right?
Nope. Shawn has to be above 30 life for it to be a 10-10 flyer. So... Alright. Looks like they're getting all their life totals fixed. So
he would just leave this Tarmogoyf up.
As a blocker so the Baron can't get in. I also like now that Death Shadow can't do anything. At the end of turn, you can start activating your scavenging ooze, getting it bigger too, so that it becomes a threat.
That probably feels bad. Top decking to another land.
If he has I don't like that attack.
No.
I don't like that attack because
it's gonna knock him down to 1 if this Blood Baron decides to get in.
Yeah.
And Tarmogoyf's damage just mute because Blood Baron has lifelink.
Yeah, so I think Blood Baron can just get in front of Scavenging Ooze. There's no way, unless you like fetch shock, get another green source, and then exile 2 creatures.
Yeah. Okay.
And then exile 2 creatures, and then it becomes a 4/4 trades with Blood Baron. And then, but we'll see. Alright, there's another green source. We're going to exile the V-Click and then the Street Wraith from turn 1.
Okay. See, I almost don't even like that that block at all.
I don't either. You give up your one thing that's going to win you the game. You know that you know that Brandon didn't have any cards in hand.
Yep. So you go down to 4, and then next turn you just swing in, and then he doesn't have lethal anymore.
Yeah. Oh, or you just do this.
Yeah.
Alright, that works too.
wasn't expecting that.
See, nobody thinks the Celestial Colonnade is going to get in there until like turn 7, or at least like turn 10. Doesn't matter. Shawn's like, I'll do it on turn 6. And Shawn Carroll's going to get this 2 games to nothing. Didn't see that one coming. But I guess we're going to throw up the BRB and see if rounds got done as quickly this time as the last time. Maybe not. Maybe they have. And we'll throw up this score 0-2 to Shawn Carroll.
So before we leave, what do you think about his sideboard options? The Celestial Purge is pretty nice.
Purge is great. Ruined Halo is great. I like everything they brought in.
Yeah.
Purge is great here. The Ruined Halo, since we know Brandon, his world threats are going to be Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow.
Yeah.
1 Ruined Halo, naming one of the 2 threats, means that he no longer has to worry about the other. Like, he only has to deal with 4 cards.
I would have liked the Blessed Alliance a lot. Kind of almost 2-for-1 it. Make your opponent gain the life and they lose Death Shadow.
Yeah. I think that was like the really hot tech whenever Shadow first started coming up. The other one that was really hot tech was Condemn.
Okay, yeah.
So you could condemn Death Shadow, they go back to 13 life, and then they lose all of their Death Shadows.
Yep.
I actually still think I like Condemn over that. The only difference is that whenever you condemn a Death Shadow, that one goes on the bottom of the rest and die.
Yeah.
That one just kills it. Kills all of them. So there's no chance of like going Traverse, go get Death Shadow.
Yep.
They're gone. But we'll let it be. And then we'll throw up the BRB and try to find another round or another match going on. If not, we'll see you for round 3. There's still 20 minutes, so maybe we can get a game.